Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new sponsor of the show, Prize Picks, the king of daily fantasy sports, the most fun and exciting way to play the game. You can turn $10 into $1,000. You can turn 50 into 500. All you got to do is have a little bit of knowledge of your sport, and it's super easy to play. All you got to do is select 2 to 6 players and choose more or less on their projected stats. For example, I know how the Cowboys offense works, so if I see Dak Prescott passing yards, I'm going to always pick more. If I see Ezekiel Elliot rushing yards, I'm always going to pick less. And I've been beating Prize Picks upside the head with MMA and basketball all off season. So if y'all gonna be playing during football season, I'm gonna be playing with you. Prize Picks has a cheat code for the month of September. They have Caleb Williams projected to throw for 0.5 yards, more or less. Y'all know Caleb Williams gonna throw for more than 0.5 yards. So if he gets at least 1 yard in the game, that's a win for you. How about this? I want you to go to prizepicks.com/Voch or just use code Voch, VOCH Voch. And let's just say that you deposit $10. If you play 5 in your first game, you get 50 instantly, whether you win or lose. That is code Voch, VOCH Voch. You play 5 and you get 50 instantly. Shouts out to Prize Picks, the leader in daily fantasy sports. Go win some money, y'all. We are back. The Dallas Cowboys tried to make an effort to get the run game going, and I'm going to tell you exactly why that did not work. If y'all want to watch the whole film, man, y'all tap in with me on Patreon, patreon.com/vochlombardi. We'll be watching the whole thing over there, breaking it down thoroughly. But I got a handful of plays for y'all, a couple of them, and we're just going to go in order in which they happen, all right? So Ezekiel Elliot, he's out here. He's going to get the ball first in these set of examples that I have here. This is pretty much simple, man. Tyler Guyton didn't have a great day out here, but he kind of is reverting back to some of his old habits that he had in college or whatnot, right? And sometimes that happens, man, when you are, brought up a certain kind of way, then that's just how you do things. But then you can get coaching, but when you're in the line of fire, you just kind of go back to your old habits or whatever, right? And Tyler Guyton should not be leaning right here. Like, his shoulder pads shouldn't be so far over his toes. His head should not be ducked right here. His hand should not be like waving around in the air and not blocking Chase Young or whatever. So, hey, do I know if this play would have been successful if it weren't for Tyler Guyton missing? I don't know, man, because we ain't block a linebacker all day. We'll talk about that throughout the process here. And hey, man, we leave these backside defensive ends for cracking tight ends coming from the other side. So yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, we probably got just a little caught up in the ass whoop that we forgot to block the linebackers again, and one thing you just can't do, in running the football here is just leaving running backs wide ass open. That's just not something that we can do. Now, let me pull up my blocking tool here. Now, is Tyler Guyton crashing down pretty hard to try to take over this guy? Sure, but once you see this guy go that way with Tyler Smith, hey, get upfield immediately and go block somebody's linebacker or whatever. But you didn't block him. But yeah, 20 just kind of sitting out there. Granderson, I hate these, somebody's gonna come from backside split zone type stuff and just block block edge dudes backside. I hate that, man. Let's just switch to a different scheme to put big guys on big guys. That'll make me feel better about that. And just another thing, man, let me get back to my identification tool here. Hey, who's gonna block Demario Davis, right? Like, shouts out to Demario Davis. And I know I gave him a hard time in the pregame lead up, but if ain't nobody blocking him, I mean, damn, he's gonna be fantastic regardless. I just think we got caught up in maybe the combo politics of this here, and maybe BB wanted to whoop ass on 90 so bad that his eyes kind of got distracted here, and he ended up looking at Willie Gay or something like that. But in real life, what probably should have happened is you most likely wanted Tyler you most likely wanted Cooper Beebe working upfield to Demario Davis there. That's what makes a little bit of sense to me. Besides that, yeah, man, big crap sandwich. I just don't want Zeke in open space. Like, if you're gonna use Zeke, and listen, Zeke is here, and I've accepted the fact that Zeke is a Cowboy, so I've been rooting for Zeke. I want Zeke to be better. But if you're going to use Zeke, I want you to use Zeke in a way that that works to Zeke's advantages or whatnot. So hey, let's run Zeke up in these gaps right here. Let's let Zeke pass block from back here. But Zeke in open space is never a good idea, especially cutting back inside. Now, I understand Zeke ain't fast enough to hit that corner right there, but at least that corner right there got green ass grass up there. This direction that Zeke ended up going going, ain't nothing but black ass jerseys in this way. So I wouldn't be going this way personally, but you know, it happened. Now, this is something that we've been talking about in the Patreon. Okay, let's just run the play and come back and talk about it. I know you're gonna see Terrence Steele on the ground or whatever. We're probably, and look, when I say we, I mean like you guys, right? You're probably gonna blame Terrence on this play or whatever. And look, Terrence shouldn't be on the ground. Like, you are correct in that. But hey, man, I need Rico Dowdle to read his blocks just a little bit better, right? So a little bit more split zone stuff. Brevin Span 4 is going to be working backwards to kind of deal with number one right here. But chat, once we clear Brevin, right? Boom, boom, boom. All right, we've cleared Brevin. Chat, if you was the running back, where would you go? Like, if you was the running back, like where would you go? Like, you got blockers and you got bodies in this direction. You actually kind of got more blockers than you got bodies. So the mismatch, and you hold on, wait, holy hell, wait a minute. You even got who that is, Cooks or Lamb or something coming from the opposite side. So if I'm Rico Dowdle, the numbers actually are in my favor in this direction. Go find 73, 56, go find 70, go run behind them on this side. I understand Terrence got whooped. I get that. But over here, you have the numbers advantage. Just the number of dudes you got to block and the number of dudes there are to block, you have the advantage. Let's just say Terrence Steele didn't get whooped right here. Let's just say this was a stalemate. And let's say Brevin gets a win right here on the nickel corner, number one. If Rico Dowdle's cutback still was a thing, you still got a man to beat right here. You still got to deal with that man. Look, Terrence lost. But if Rico stays where his blockers are, this wouldn't even matter. But y'all know how it go. Hey, Deuce Vaughn in there, man. It seems like every time they run the ball with Deuce Vaughn, it just ends up being a whole bunch of clutter out there in the middle. It seems like, BB got the finish right here, but it's still not much of a clean look for these guys right here. Like, BB and Zach dealt with these blocks beautifully, but it's still not really enough, right? Like, those guys still kind of muddy the look. Terrence Steele is kind of in his big on big with 94. Look, that's not a terrible block right there for Terrence Steele, but just all this commotion right here forces the cutback for Deuce Vaughn. But one of my biggest, situations with this is, Tyler Guyton, I need you to run your feet and sustain your blocks. All right. So when you run into Chase Young or whatever, I need you to stay latched in and I need you to run your feet to move them. Chase Young kind of detaching away from you and working back inside, that's working to his advantage, not ours. Okay. But yeah, that's what, that's part of what happened to Duce in the run game, man. A lot of little clutter over here, a little nonsense, and, Chase Young working back inside. It's all good. Hey, man, that's all I got for y'all today, man. That's the offensive run game, man. Why it didn't work. Just a couple of plays I wanted to show y'all. We only ran 17 plays altogether, and it wasn't a whole bunch of rushing, y'all, so I did not add up all the yardages, all right? If y'all want to see some more film, tap in with me on Patreon, patreon.com/vochlombardi. We'll be watching a little later, and I'll catch y'all on the live streams and all that. Y'all hold it down. Peace.